Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where Rangers have finally won a league game. We're finally on the board in terms of winning a game. This came way later than it should have really, but this team and this coaching staff have just underperformed really all year so far. So aye, we didn't really deserve a victory any other game unfortunately, but we played all right here. First half I thought was decent. Second half we kind of completely fell out of the game. Again, that 90-minute balance just still isn't coming with this team. It's always one half or the other. But we get over the line, which I guess is the main thing at the end of the day, is Rangers winning games. But those same thoughts and opinions still are there. This isn't going to change with Russell Martin as the coach. So it's as simple as that for me, really. But if you do enjoy the podcast, you could like, subscribe, and share. Let us know your thoughts on the game. Russell Martin, I'm pretty sure everybody will be aligned on their thoughts on him anyway. But we'll start on the Livingston game. Of course, it was good to get a victory. Of course, it did feel a bit flat in terms of usual last minute winner you would get. We've just regressed so much this year so far in the league that this is a big victory. It's an important victory for the players, probably just to get that one out the way. I wouldn't like to be a player for Rangers at the moment, knowing that every league game is going to come with that scrutiny. So getting the first victory is, of course, a big thing for them and their mentality. But in terms of in the dugout, this didn't even feel what it was going to come. See, as soon as Livingston equalised, it just felt like they were going to be the team that would score the last minute goal. But we get the victory. We'll start in the first half. I actually liked quite a good bit of what we were doing in the first half at times. I thought we were moving the ball decently. I thought it still could be a lot quicker. It feels like we take too many touches, try to, again, decision make where we should be putting the ball, particularly on the left hand side. I thought was annoying at the time. Gassama running out the pitch, Magoma taking far too long on the ball to get Gassama in behind. You've got Tello Asgard, as we have seen for being at the game on Thursday, now getting extreme criticism because he's been playing out of position. You can clearly see he is not a player that has to be as deep as he is, and he's deep trying to receive the ball to then create. He should be the guy that's breaking lines and getting you in behind, really. Um, we obviously get ourselves 1-0 ahead. Before that, we should have probably scored with Bojan Miovski. It was worked nicely, good ball over the top. Probably should score. And then again, a nice worked goal for left to right. Ant-Man getting an assist and Tavernier with a nice finish. So it was good to get 1-0 up. We then get a penalty like, pretty much straight after that. It's poor for Tavernier really in terms of the strike. And we then eventually go 2-0 up through Derek Cornelius. It's a handball in the build up to that one. So we go in at half time 1-0. It did feel like we were maybe building something here, be a comfortable game, but just the way this Rangers team does things, it's never easy.
It's never going to be comfortable. It's never going to be comfortable with this Rangers team. I thought it picked up a wee bit after the goal for me. I was still not impressed whatsoever. I still think it was so easy to get at defensively as well. You play that ball
Ah,
over the
well,
top,
you look at
you're
the
in straight
this.
away. And obviously Martin, you could tell he's told his team to be aggressive towards the back line. You could tell because as soon as Stevie May was running for it, you sort of that were panicking for me. Just yeah, again another sloggy game, and it's one of them as you say, you get the winner, you're buzzing about the winner, but then your attention focused straight back to him. Yet again, Patrick Stewart and Kevin Hingby were there at the game, and I'm sorry, I don't know what more they need to see after obviously Thursday and Sunday, and they've watched everything that we've watched, and still think, this might actually work. It's not going to work, mate. This I don't honestly, as I say, I just don't know what we need to do to get this guy to go. I really don't.
Nah, he could have been sacked about six times over by now, really. I get it. We win the game in the end. It's the fans are happy for once
But
leaving
you're
the
always
game,
going to
but
be
you've
listening.
still got that in the back of your
You're
head.
always
Like,
going to be. I'm never going to want my team to lose. I'm always going to want my team to win, regardless who the coach is. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen some people who were talking, they would like, you don't support this club. I'm sorry. You always want your team to win. You obviously want this dafty out. It's how bad it's got is that we're just like, come on here, come on. We just want them going. I mean, I thought as soon as Livingston scored, I thought, listen, they're going to score another one. The amount of times second half, I thought, right, this is get 2-1 Livy written all over it.
but again, the second half just like similar to the way we start games in the first half. we just came out and just
Fall
everything that
asleep.
we'd done in the first half just didn't do.
Didn't do that.
Just fell asleep. Let Livy get closer to us. Of course, they were going to become more aggressive and get tighter to us and try and push us up to our goal and try and score. But there was a period just before they scored, that they had a couple of chances. They were in and around the box, and you feel like this is coming here, and it does. It's just one ball into the box again. It's a header for Mo Salah,
Well,
Livingston, then score. So
if you listen to the manager, it was the park. In the second half, the pitch started to get a wee bit, what was it, sticky or something? He said, a load
nah,
of sh- just a load of BS, man. You know?
nah,
What are you talking about, man? The team didn't come
nah.
out with similar intensity in the first half. It's really simple. And I mean, if I hear him talking about anxiety again, Jesus, all he talks about is, oh, the players felt anxiety or
Just to remind everybody, it's October tomorrow, and this is what we're still talking about. These players have played what nearly 15, 20 games this season already. I'm sorry, but if you don't know what the Rangers shirt means and how to play for Rangers by now, then you've got no chance. And the fact that he keeps on coming out with the same rhetoric every game is just it's just exhausting to listen to. Of course, you're going to listen to see what he says because it feels like he's just going to, again,
how
like the
much.
title of this episode, paper over what's the actual problem.
How much more can you anger me, Russell Martin? All right, you wore glasses. Next time we see you, you're going to be wearing what, glasses and a scarf. You're just starting to really, you know what I mean? He just talks all the rubbish for me, as I say. She was like, aye, he's spiles a load of pish, man.
Nah, he's just not the guy to take Rangers forward. The fans have made their opinion on that, and you see that in the second half. There was continued chants throughout the second half, especially after they go one each, especially after the fans feel that we're just witnessing the same movie unfold all the time. We dropping points or even getting beat. In the end, it just felt like, right, this isn't going to go anywhere. Of course, we get the victory, we get the winner, Max Aarons. It's a big goal for him. I'm looking at him as a
I don't
player.
know.
He's went through a lot of pish, really. He's not been great at Rangers so far. He gets sent off
But yeah,
in the Club
again,
Brugge game. He's not played. It's a big goal for him.
though, as I say with him, did he really come here expecting to play left back for most of the games?
Well, that's it. I just feel like I can't judge any player that we've signed or any player in this team until he's gone. I said that to you on Thursday. I don't see him improving anybody. I don't see anybody that's get better. I just see players that have already been here regressing. So it's hard for me to make a judgment on people. I think you can clearly see, as I said, Theo Asgard has been clearly just nullified in this team. He just doesn't have a threat because he's not been allowed to have a threat. I think Magoma has got all the attributes to bomb on and be a really good attacking left back. He looks scared to make the decision. Gassama again looks
Same with
caught in two
Ant-Man.
minds a lot of the time.
Ant-Man again. That's both your wide men. They're caught in two minds whether to do a bomb forward to go fully with the way they want to actually do it, or they just, do you know what I mean? Wait and then allow Tav or whatever to go forward. I just want my wide men to go. Just give them the ball, let them run free with it, because you can tell the two of them look quality when they start
Hmm.
getting the ball. Doing some wee bit nice stuff for Man Thursday and even in this game, Salmon as well. I mean, you're just it's this team's just, I feel like needing the shackles broke off it, man, to actually let it go.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like all the players are like there. As we've said, we've now brought in Cornelius, and I think Cornelius looks really assured at the back. I like him so far. He looks like he can defend, he looks like he can pass, he looks like he's not scared to go and attack the ball. And pairing him next to Suter, I think you've seen maybe the better Suter when they're together. It's just it feels like this team has got so much more to offer. And I get Russell Martin, he's said that. It's like we're going in the right direction, but his tactics are limiting what the players are actually able to do, in my opinion. And you've seen that at times in the second half. Even before they had scored, like it just felt so flat. It just felt like a team that were stuck in a daze, really, not looking to go forward and get the second goal and really see the game off. And that's a major problem for me that stems for the coaching as well to not attack this game. Livy can't just sit back because they need to come out and attack you to get something out of the game, and we just didn't do that in the second half. We just didn't even try to get in behind them.
Well, that's the same situation as I say, probably, as I say, with the Hibs game as well, where you felt like we should just go for it and we should have a couple more goals, and we never did. We just sort of sat back with the ball and we're happy to have the ball. Again, mate, I just honestly for the full entire game for me was mostly again another slog. There's some nice wee bright spots in and maybe the first half and that, but for me the majority of it is just it's a slog to watch, man. It's
Nah,
hard to watch, and
it is.
it's a real shame because as you say, some of these players do look decent enough, and they look like they're just wanting the ability to just actually go and be a football and just actually play the game. Do you know what I mean? Most of the time they look like they're caught in two worlds. What to do?
I know, and it's clear that Russell Martin's style of play and all that just won't work here. And as we said, we scored the goal. You celebrate the goal, right? Good big victory that is. And then the fans chant immediately goes to the Martin get to fuck chant, and that has been the same way for like the past couple of weeks now. Even probably since the Bruges game, so maybe going on a month that the fans have felt with us. Um, and the board have not done anything about it. Like we literally stood outside the doors of Ibrox for like an hour
Hmm.
with thousands of Rangers fans in the same mind as us. And I'm sorry, that just isn't something that happens for no reason. Like that is something that you need to take action on. You need to come out and you need to speak about those sort of things, especially then during the game and booing the guy and all that. Like, but this has to be rectified. This is a really damaging situation, not only for him personally, but us as a club because it just keeps going on and on and on. And we're going to get to this game on Thursday after getting a victory here. We're going to probably perform like idiots again. We go to Falkirk away on Sunday, and that's going to be another one of these same games that
Oh,
are going to be served up here.
the games don't get any easier, and
No,
that's why, as I say, the decision should have been. We said it. The decision should have been made a lot sooner. I've said to you, I think he's definitely getting to that semi final. I don't think they'll sack him until maybe after that. I think it seems to be the recurring theme. I will sack them when there's really nothing to play for. By that time, probably the league's gone. You're out your cup, and really you're left with the
I
Scottish
know
Cup to play.
that's an insane thing to even think about in it because you look at the league this weekend, for example. Hearts are flying. Hearts are doing really well. They're at the top of the league. Celtic have dropped points again. Celtic are going
Again,
to continue to drop points because their fans aren't happy. Brendan Rodgers isn't happy with the team that they've got. That's a team that you can see dropping points. And you look at us unable to capitalise and actually win games of football to even put pressure on the top two. It's a sorry situation. The fact that we're bottom half still should be enough. And again, the reaction for the fans after the goal shows you that this will not change if we just keep winning games. Russell Martin comes out all the time, so we need to just keep winning. See if you just keep winning, mate. I'm sorry, the fans have made
question
up their mind, and that will not
that
change.
that's it, mate. It's 100% it. Mine's been made up. You're no good enough. It's time to go. I mean, there's no, as I say, I might be one of the only ones who maybe feel like it, but I honestly think Hearts have got a chance this season. I know it's
No, no,
obviously
I
still
think they do, eh?
September going into October and that. They've got a chance. I think they've got an absolute chance to maybe do something. As you say, Celtic on the decline. Us, as I said to you, no serious club way. Obviously, the back line, there was no real players been brought in to be here for a couple of years to think, do you know what I mean? We've got players still, contracts run out and loans. The back line should always be priority for me. Also we've made some decent enough signs. I say that Cornelius boy's decent enough, and what have you. But I'd say we've not been serious at all because if we were, Martin would have been gone. Um, aye, so I think Hearts have got a real good chance as well, and some other teams in the league as well doing decent stuff as well. Motherwell and that. So
My
uh,
Motherwell looking
Motherwell,
strong.
St Mirren as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always a strong team. And obviously you get Aberdeen at the rock bottom of the league. Aye.
Exactly. It just shows you where we are at this season. There's a real opportunity here this year to really, if we had, as you say, a proper manager, a proper structure in place to really think about winning trophies. I know they've came in the owners and all that, and they said, "Oh, the first thing we need to do is win." This isn't a project to me that's been set out to win straight away. A project that's been set out to win straight away gets you a strong manager in that you can rely on, not appointing some guy that's failed near enough at every club he's been at. And definitely getting some permanent players in that backline. I mean, the Emmanuel Fernandez we signed for 3 million. When was the last time he was on the bench? When was the last time he played a game? Why are we spending £3 million on a guy that isn't going to start games for us when we could have just bought Cornelius this season for 3 million and he would be our player? Like to me, that again, that decision making is just
Again,
it's stupid as fuck. It really bothers me because we've treated this like, oh, It's a championship level up here. Just go and sign these players and we'll be all right. That's what they've thought this is. And Andrew Cavanagh's been at the last two home games there. If he doesn't understand what this is now and what he's got himself into, then he's got another thing coming for him because this is something that needs to be rectified, and it needs to be rectified soon. It starts with the manager. It starts with him leaving and getting somebody actually in that you can build something with. That's where we're at.
Not even just the manager as well, mate. It's as I say, it's the people above as well. For too long, the failures have obviously been on the coaches and the team and what have you. We've also looked at it at upper level as well, and I'm sorry if it keeps continuing. You've got to look and say, well, listen, what's the problem up in the boardroom here? Because we keep running into these mistakes. As you say, 3 million on a player who's not even playing. When you had a young French centre back he was raw, but you could at least have him on the bench, and he could have been an option,
That
as you
is
say.
a scandalous situation. It really is. He's just been told in the first game of pre-season, look, we want you going loan this season. He doesn't find himself a loan move. Why is he not involved? Like, it's just crazy.
Doesn't have to, that's the thing is I'm saying he doesn't have to start most of the game, but see just having him there because I mean I remember feeling a bit of excitement when we got him. I thought, right, a young French boy for he's you know what I mean for Milan, you know what I mean? That's you
And
never
you've
know
seen
what
him play. He was decent, as you said. There's
decent
some
enough.
things to sharpen up on, but he was going in the right direction, aye.
If as I say, if Cornelius was somebody that we were looking at majority of the window, as you said, why would you not just pay the money, have him in fully, and then you've got the young boy there that you can develop? Because I mean, pay it's you're gambling. Again, they're gambling with certain signings for me that aren't going to pan out, aren't going to work. I mean, I feel sorry for the boy at left back there because there's no chance he can play the full season at left back. To me, there's no chance. Why is there not another option?
Well, look at it. He already got injured the other day. Why, again, going
But
back
there
to
you go.
stuff that we've been talking about, why was that ever just one left back signed?
Well, then you go. I go back to Kevin Fairwell's interview where he's talking about how Aarons and Tav and that, and they can and Diomande can drop in and play there. What are you talking about? Again, as I say, this is not a serious. This hasn't been seriously planned and planned well because. And obviously, you can use the excuse of the takeover and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, for me, you're going to win a league title and do anything. The back line has to be solid. You have to know that these people are all in.
Well, look at it. The last time we actually were like, right, we're going to go and win the league this year. It was Gerrard that season. We signed two strikers, Itten and Roof, and we signed whoever else we signed that season. And we were like, right, that's a team that can go for it because it's got two players in every position. Every position has two you can rotate in. You look at left back, there's nobody. See if Asgard is going to just continue performing like this. You've got nobody there. There is nobody else to play in that position apart from Bayrami, and he's not even in the European squad. And
That's
again, deemed probably not good enough as well. You look at the wingers, you can play Gassama and Ant-Man. Apart from that, you've got Mikey Moore. I'm telling you, just the
by the
depth in
way,
this squad, the depth in this team is just so poor.
and another one. So I know he's still a young lad in that, but he's not at it. I feel, as I said, as we've been talking about, what does Finlay Curtis have to do to get a look in? What does he?
Nah,
What's the last thing Finlay Curtis did to get a goal? He saved you a point. And then ever since for that point, feels like as you said, probably because he actually wants to play football. That's why he's been
nah, it's
well
scandalous.
involved.
We're just again. I don't mind Mikey Moore. Again, for me, as I said at the start of this episode, I can't. I feel like I
He'll
cannot
be
judge
gone in
anybody.
January. He'll
Aye,
be gone
it,
in
it,
January.
it looks like one of those ones that's going to end up like that, right? But aye, we should be prioritising Finlay Curtis's development first instead of getting guys for Tottenham and wherever else to develop them for other clubs. That should be the way it is.
Listen, I'm all right with, as I say, I'm all right with loan players coming in and all that kind of stuff, but you still should want to develop your own more than developing other clubs' players for me. As I say,
Totally.
Finlay, to me, he's got a little something. You know what I mean? You can at least have him involved and
But that's the
and
thing that that's the thing that Finlay Curtis has. He has just effort to play for the badge. Something that Connor Barron also has. That
aye.
again, maybe not a standout, maybe no the most fantastic player in your squad, but he runs and he'll give you everything that he's got.
Well, I
That's all
mean,
you're asking for.
how many times have we sat here and said about how players in this league are overlooked, man? You know,
Well,
Barn, even
you look at
Cameron.
Josh Mulligan, absolute athlete in this
I
league, can
was,
play multiple positions. What did we decide to do? Go and sign Max Arns on loan.
mm,
Instead of getting somebody in that we can develop that's
nope.
homegrown and make our own. And that was one of those ones that I think Niels Coppin, it was all about done. And then these new guys have come in and said, no, he's no for the English Championship and we're not paying 4 million for him, so we're not signing him. Aye, there's just so much going on. For me, the recruitment strategy and the recruitment team are just so poor for
Mm.
what they've served up this season. I get it, we've spent quite a good bit of money, but look at what we've got in return. It doesn't even feel like a complete squad. And I know you have to use loans. I know it's a good way to kind of spreading
Aye,
cash out
absolutely.
elsewhere, but your back four should not be made up of all loans.
Loans.
We've got all four of our players, right? So we've got Suter leaving. This
Tav.
season. We've got Tavernier leaving this season. We've got Cornelius on a loan. We've got Magoma on a loan. We've got Giga on a loan, and we've got Aarons on loan. So our full defence is not a long staying defence. And to
It's
me,
not
I
serious. As I said to you, that's not serious at all to me. That's just right. We'll just do a couple of bits here because they think they're good enough to get them to be able to go to. As I say, if you're a serious team and you want to win league titles and you want to be dominant force, they said they want to come up here, win, and be dominant. That's not going to be winning and dominant for me. As I say, it has to be, have to know that everyone is. I'll use what Martin says, all in. Everyone's all in. You're not really all in if you're here for 12 months, are you?
That's it. That's it. And that's I think the biggest problem that we'll end up running into. And I just don't see depth in the squad. I mean, I even feel quite sorry for Danilo at this point as well. Just sign two strikers, you're just away to the back of the queue, mate. Like, I don't like that. It just feels like, again, treatment of the players is poor. And man management, I feel, is just poor on his part. But that was the stats for the Livy game. I think 15 shots we had there. It's maybe just covered by my camera. Nine shots that Livy had. Again, a lot of possession, whatever. But that's not a team that's not a Rangers team. We're not dominating Livy. Livy should be getting like one or two shots against us. They get about four in the first 10 minutes into our goal. Just scandalous. But aye, moving on for that, we obviously had the game on the Thursday that we'll briefly touch on before we get to the Sturm Graz game. It was the opening game of the Europa League group phase.
Mm.
Just probably one of the most soulless, depressing. Just it just felt like a morgue, Ibrox. It just felt like nobody had any energy to even cheer this team on. And of course, we weren't helped out by a red card and a penalty decision that probably should have went our way. But we
Still
were
no.
helped out with Jack Butland's saving a penalty and just then didn't come out galvanised and even looking like a team that wanted to win the game. And we end up losing that 1-0 through O, who it just felt like we were teeing him up to score the full game just so he could have that goal against us at Ibrox. Aye, I've never really felt like that at a European game. It felt really flat. It just felt just depressing to watch. Of course, we lose the game. Of course, the feeling with the manager and all that will mean that the ticket prices that you need to pay as well, people aren't going to pay. So, aye, a really terrible start to the Europa League phase that any
Mm.
other of our last 3 or 4 managers, as we were saying, would have won that game quite comfortably.
And it was probably what was your cities? It was like the lowest attended game since what 2017 was it?
Aye, 2017, I think that was a qualifier or something like
Yeah.
that. Aye, you're going back a while after that to get a less poorly attended game, sorry, than
And
this
this
one. Aye,
reaction it
so
was. It's, I mean, you were just asking them really, weren't you? Like how many goals, how many opportunities were you giving them, and obviously how terrible they are. Really, they couldn't finish. You know what I mean? Because it could have been another one where it was 4 or 5 to a Belgian opposition.
that's it.
It was one of those games where you're just numb really watching it, and you just no
Even
real.
when it got to that point where we go 1-0 down and they score again and obviously gets chopped off with VAR, usually that would mean the fans would be chanting for Martin's head. That it just nobody could be asked.
Okay. As I said, I knew straight away after the game what he was the excuses were, what he was going to give out. Oh, the red card changed everything. Oh, going down to 10 men really affected us. And you're just like, again, just
But they
spiting
didn't
away.
even try. Like they did
No,
not
they
even
didn't.
try to win the game.
Aye,
That's the
one bit.
problem.
No, they didn't even. They didn't. As I said, another game where they didn't go for it. Usually, when we're in that position, we go for it. You know what I mean? The
You need to get the
handbrake.
fan. Like that's the big thing for me. Like European nights at Ibrox, of course, are usually good occasions. We usually overperform than our
But
actual
the
level.
fans are-
But you need to give something to the fans to actually like cheer about. Like that's why the European nights are so special because of that. And we just didn't even try to win the game. As soon as we went down to 10 men, as soon as obviously saved that penalty, we were like, right, let's come out second half, reorganised and go for it. Didn't go for it. Just I totally just gave them the game.
That's it. Just gave him the game and just invited more pressure onto us. As I say, it's so easy to get this back line for me. You know what I mean? You just play that ball over the top, you're in. You're
No,
straight away. Yeah.
the highlight's
Um,
stupid. Just everything about Russell Martin's tactics is just stupid. Everything about it. We watched Theo Asgard again, somebody who we are probably watching quite closely because we like him. I think he's again. You don't score 4 goals for Norway in one game and you're shite. That's I
aye,
think where I'm looking at. But he's receiving the ball facing his own goal. What are you actually expecting anybody to do with that?
I
He's
know.
supposed to like Cruyff turn every time and get us on the attack. No,
At times, I say in the first half and whatever, where you're just asking Soot to play the long ball to Gassama, and Gassama can just chase it and feed it. I mean, obviously, Big Boy was up top. I don't understand how you're not just trying to get your wide men just to whip it into him. The size of the guy,
it's
man.
so easy. It's so easy when you think about it. Just get your wide men to get as many balls into the box. You've got
Oh,
Asgard, who's about 6'4". You've got Chermiti, who's about the same. Just get balls into the box. That's all you really need to do. And I feel sorry for the attacking players of this team because they just don't get anything to work
mm.
with, and it's a shame. It really is because, as you say, we've got players in there that you believe in. I believe all of these attacking players that we've got and spoke about just there are decent players, but they're just made to look like idiots at the moment. And that game was probably the biggest reflection of it all. We just did not look asked one bit. But we go into another one in the Europa League group phase. Sturm Graz away. Again, away games in Europe will always be tough, regardless of who you face. But this again would be a game we would win last year.
I
So
mean,
let's see
aye,
if the team would
let's
st
not
would stand
pretend.
up and win it.
Let's not pretend to ourselves here. I mean, obviously, last Thursday's game was a game where we looked at in any other time. I feel like we would have won that. It's another game here for me where I feel like we should be winning this game and comfortably, but obviously it's Martin Ball, so it's going to be difficult. We're going to be talking about anxiety and how the players feel anxious to play away from home and all this kind of stuff. A load of rubbish. I just, I don't know with this game as well. Probably get a draw here.
It's one of those where I just don't feel that Russell Martin's even
I
got the
feel them.
capabilities to manage in Europe. I just don't even feel that he's got what it takes to get a result away from Europe. And you know exactly what you need to go and do here. You need to be hard to beat. You need to be hard to get in behind. They'll of course have they'll have our number if we play as high as we did against Genk. But we need to be hard to beat. We need to be robust, and we need to go forward quicker than we do. The biggest problem is we're just dilly dallying a lot of the time, and
You're
we just
second
don't.
guessing it. They're overthinking the pass they've got to make. Oh, it's got to be this perfect pass for Russell here. No, I mean it's so simple. One and go, just one and go. Let's go here. You know what I mean? Go
Yeah.
quick.
Aye, and
Um,
I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with watching us against some of these teams because you know exactly what a European team's going to bring to you, and this
so
again is going to be a tough one. But as I said, we would win this last year. This would be a game. We
thank
went
any here.
to we went away to what Nice and all that last year. Pumped them. We went away to Bilbao. We just get narrowly beat. We've went to bigger and better teams and competed with a team that last season we thought was just not even close to the standard of the Rangers team. And
It's
now you look
crazy.
at
Isn't
it
it?
and it's like you're
Well,
feared to even play Stump Grass away. Like, come on, be serious. This is a game we should be winning. This should be a game that should be
comfortable
our
result
first
for
three
me.
points. Aye.
But I'm looking forward to the first 15 minutes where obviously the defenders just ping it back to each other, not really wanting the responsibility of the ball, and then probably lose the ball and invite pressure on us. Aye, but this, as I say, this is a game for me where they should be comfortable here. Obviously, you obviously give respect to the opposition, but over the teams that we've played, you said last season you thought we didn't really have a chance against teams like Nice and all that. We went over there and we absolutely, as you say, we absolutely rattled them. So we'll see what Martin Ball can serve up again on a Thursday night. Is this not where the Danish boy that was at Motherwell went before he's moved to
Aye. He was
Monaco?
there last season. Aye.
Another one
Max
Rangers missed
Johnson
out on.
is Max Johnson as well, who again another one we just turned up our noses at was there. So aye, they've got decent players. I would imagine it's probably one of the again anytime we play European teams, I like looking at the other team closely and seeing what they've got to offer you. Just on the other chance that we're scouting some of these guys, but of course they don't play in
No,
England,
no.
so
Win the
um,
championship, Zach. Come on. You know
aye.
better.
We need to go and destroy all our finances by going there. But aye, I would expect them to have some good players. I would expect it to be a tough game, but it has to be a game that we want it to be. We can easily take control of this game and win this game if we're actually playing like a Rangers team. And aye, it's going to be an interesting one to see. I don't think that the team will change too heavily. Obviously, maybe some enforced changes. Cornelius obviously went off the other day with an injury. I'm hoping that he'll be all right for this one because he's going to start if he is. Max Aarons will play left back, I think. Magoma, as you say, you need to try and rotate somewhere. And there, of course, he went off injured again the other day. So, I think it's probably a good time for Max Aarons to come in. He might even play Tavernier at left back. You've seen him shuffle the two
I'm
of
on
them
about.
about.
That's what I'm on. I just can't do that. I'm sorry. I think that's just again, it's so reckless for the club not to go out and sign another left back. I just
Nah, it's daft.
like, I'm going to say that I think that big Portuguese boy. I think he's more savoured for Europe.
Nah, I wouldn't mind it, to be fair. I've liked some of the things I've seen from him. Even when he came on the other day, I thought he linked the play quite well at times. Um, but
Just needs all more.
he just needs to keep playing games. It's difficult. See, when you're a player like that and you just haven't been playing regularly, coming into now playing regularly with the demands at Rangers, it's going to be something that you need to
The
adjust to.
price tag.
Aye, and it's something that, again, you heard some of the fans behind us the other day, and I'm just like, why do we just get on Evdy's back all the time for nothing? The guy's trying to fucking put together what his skill set is to play here, and I don't think it'd be a bad option. I think you could even go with a 4-2-2. You know, Martin won't change his system right enough, but kind of like the idea of maybe having two sitters and then having Asgard maybe a bit wider with Gassama and then having two up front could pose a decent threat. But I wouldn't mind Miovski, but I think probably now that I think about it, Shermitty's that kind of
Seems like
bigger
he's.
unit. I would maybe do a bit better than in the European away leg. So we'll see. Again, European games, I always look forward to them, but Russell Martin is limiting me to be excited about anything to do with Rangers at the moment. It does feel like one of those games where if this doesn't go to plan, again the same chance are going to be fired up. You've got Rangers support probably in their thousands going over there to go to the game and spend their annual leave days and money and all that in a tight economy to go and watch these guys play. So give them something back. And again, even Russell Martin's press conference and interviews the other day where he was like, oh, just want to win for the players and all that. Just didn't even acknowledge the fans once. And I feel like it's just a ratty thing to do, especially with a club that's the fan base is going to be here longer than you are, mate. So,
Fan
um,
base is
aye,
fan base is the club. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, as I say, he's a rat of an individual. He's not somebody you would want in the trenches with you anyway. That's what I would say.
hmm aye, he's just an absolute scud book. So we'll see if we can get over the line on Thursday. But I do feel like this is the week. I feel like this is the week. Everything is going to the point of the Rangers fans
Well,
have had enough.
if-
If we don't win 2 out of 2 again, it's just going to keep popping back up. So the club need to make a decision.
you got a difficult game again on the Sunday. Falkirk will be a
Falkirk plays
difficult
some
game.
lovely stuff as well, so that'll be
And
a
you,
tough game.
I mean, how many of us have got? I don't even know if Arfield's been involved for them. I know he was doing the punditry the other day. But you just get your money on Arfield or
Oh, you
somebody
can
that
bet on it. You can 100% bet on that he comes on and scores the winning goal that gets Russell
can.
Martin sacked.
I'm telling you, he's not getting sacked, mate. These lot are going to persist. They're going to persist to the point where there's nothing to play for but probably a Scottish Cup, and
It
that's a
wouldn't
real.
surprise me, but I feel like we've persisted enough. I feel like they've persisted enough.
Listen, well, both of us might be. You might be right, I might be wrong, or what have you. But I'm telling you right now, I just feel like their egos here are like, now we've got to stick with this because they can't keep sacking managers and whatever. And it's about the only thing I agree with Chris Boyd. You can do until one of them
You get the
produces the
right one. Nah, that's it.
right
Stop
one.
picking
And I
the wrong
mean,
guy, and you won't have the problem with that. You know what I
well,
mean?
this is the thing as well. It's not even just obviously the coach that takes the team. Stop picking the wrong guys at the top. You know what I mean? It's just something like Patrick Stewart. Why is he been even interviewed for the job? Seen failure at Man United for over what 10 years or whatever. Again, we say everybody's saying the same thing, but how are these failures getting into our club? How are they going to make our club any better if they were failures?
And you even
Else-
look at the coaching, the coaches that he's got behind him as well.
Ah,
Who even are any of them? Like that's again, like you need some proper people in this club to make it what it is. And I'm
Is
sorry, we do
actually
not have those guys there at the moment.
if you were a player and you walked into that dressing room and you seen those coaches and you seen him, you aren't going to respect any of them because they've done nothing in the game. They've done absolutely nothing
Aye.
in the game. Say you look at a Gerard, you see Gerard, and you're instantly the respect's instantly there, obviously, because probably most of them grew up watching Gerrard like us. And he's a winner. He's an absolute winner. You
Nah,
respect the
that's
winner
something.
in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Souness was talking about Lampard and all that, even if it was Lampard or something like that, you would look at him and you go, "It's Frank Lampard. He was a baller of a
Still a
player."
better option than Russell Martin when you think about it now, innit?
You can look at Nico Raskin because Nico Raskin probably looks and goes, "Done better in the game than you've already done, mate." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Guy's a failure. He was one of the worst players that we've ever had. He's one of the probably the most bang average players that Norwich have ever had over the years. And he struts about with just such an attitude and such an arrogance
Arrogant.
towards his football and his way and his tactics and how he acts towards the fans and the club and all that. It's just he goes about everything in the completely wrong way you
That
do as a
vibes.
Rangers manager.
He's got the Pep Guardiola poster on the wall. As we say at times in the games when we're there and we're watching, you see him hit the Pep Guardiola on all knees, sort of
Nah.
just. I know he's got his wee notebook out as well now. So I wonder
Guy's
what
an
he's doing.
absolute pellet. That's probably where we're at. He's just I've got no time for him. I've got no time for anything that he's trying to do. And the quicker that they make that decision, the better. Of course, we need to go into these next two games and we need to win them. But if we don't get the results we need, that has
But
to
how
be enough.
difficult is that? Think about how difficult is that got to be? Is as I say, where you're trying to set the team up to win and everything like that, but you just know there's nothing you can do. He could, I don't know. I mean, he could perform miracles. Still, we don't want you here. We just don't absolutely want you here. Another one that's come up here. He's been incredibly arrogant about the whole entire thing. He thought he could freeze some of our best players out, and that fans were going to get behind it and back it. You know what I mean? He's just been an absolute donut, yeah, guy.
Just an absolute disaster. That's really all it is. And the quicker it comes to an end, the better for everybody. But we'll be back next week to again comment on those two games. Look ahead to, I think it's the international break after next week in it. So, look ahead to what's coming after that. But if you could like, subscribe, and share, that'd be much appreciated. We'll see you then.